So working of transformer. So actually the transformer is working on principle of mutual inductance between two circuits. Okay. So this is a core type transformer. This is called primary winding and this is called secondary winding. Primary winding is connected to the power supply and secondary winding is connected to the load. Okay. So this is called common core. So primary and secondary windings are connected to the core. Okay. The primary winding is connected like this and the secondary winding is connected like this. Okay. This the voltage across the primary side is called V1. No? So supply voltage is called V1. So induced voltage here E1. E1. Here primary voltage V1 and induced voltage here you get E1. And here also E2, induced voltage E2 and secondary voltage that is called voltage across the load is called V2. Okay. This is called flux linking primary to secondary common magnetic path. Okay. So under no load condition, so this is not connected to the load. So under no load condition, this voltage is approximately 0. V2 is equal to 0 under no load condition, and also I2 is equal to 0. I2 is equal to 0. But flux pi is not 0 under no load condition. So some flux is called that called no load flux is available in a transformer core, even though the load is not connected. Okay. So some amount of small amount of flux is linking primary to secondary. So that is called no load flux. That is called pi naught actually pi naught. Okay, under loaded condition, the flux is linking to the primary to secondary in both. Okay. The main principle of operation of the transformer is mutual inductance between two circuits, which is linked by a common magnetic flux. Okay, so common magnetic flux. So linked by a common magnetic flux. Okay, so the flux is linking through the secondary winding. So like this, transformer flux through a magnetic circuit that is called core. Okay, you can here use it as a core as a transformer core. I mean a transformer. So use it as a magnetic flux path. Okay, instead of using a magnetic core, so air is also possible to taken as a core. That is called air core transformer. Instead of using this core, air sometimes air can be used. Okay, for that is for radio frequency. Okay, for generative area frequency and a different type of applications, electronic applications. For air can be used as a core, but here different. For general transformer, distribution transformer or power transformer. Okay, generally, so to use as a that is called silicon steel type transformer. Okay, the transformer mainly working on the principle of mutual inductance between the two circuits. Okay, not self inductance. So only based on a mutual inductance only. Okay, so you know well mutual inductance. Okay, the basic transformer consisting of two coils that are electrically separate and inductive, but magnetically linked through a path of reluctance. You know well, the true transformer is electrically isolated but magnetically linked. Okay, so magnetically coupled device, but electrically isolated. This primary winding and secondary windings are isolated, electrically isolated, but magnetically linked. Understood? So transformer is a static device and also is a electrically isolated and magnetically coupled device. Understood? It's clear. The basic transformer consisting of two coils that are electrically separate inductive but magnetically linked through a path of reluctance. It's clear? Clear? The transformer has two windings, the primary winding and secondary winding. So this is called primary and this is called secondary. Primary winding is connected to supply, input supply, and the secondary winding is connected to the output side. Okay. So input side supply and output side, so that is the load. Okay, that may be a different types of loads. That may be domestic load for distribution transformers. So this output side is called load is nothing but domestic applications, home applications. Okay, 230 volts here. Generally for distribution transformer, you will get here for single phase 230 volts. That is connected to the our home appliances. Okay. So the core laminations are joined in the form of strips. In between the strips, you can see that there are some narrow gaps. Okay, right through the cross section of the core. These joints are said to be laminated. Okay, strips are so like this. Each strips are by using different type of strips. So we have to make the transformer core construction. This is one strip. Okay, this is another strip. Okay, this is another different type of by using different type of strips are placed together and it can form a core. And is having some small air gap between these two. Okay, so one step to another step, small air gap. So that air gap is filled with insulation. So to reduce the eddy current loss, to losses. Understood? So this transformer works on the principle of Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. Okay, the transformer works on the principle of Faraday's laws of electromagnetic induction. So you know well the EMF induced in the primary winding. Okay, so here E is equal to minus n into d pi by dt. It's clear. Minus n into d pi by dt. So your flux is called this is flux linking to the primary and secondary. N is called number of turns. Okay, then here minus is called according to the Lenz's law. Okay, effect opposes the cause. You know well, effect opposes the cause. Okay, that's why. So this is indicated as a minus. According to the Faraday's law, E is equal to minus n into d by dt, and also so Lenz's law. You know well, Lenz's law effect opposes the cause. So that's why is always opposes the effect. Effect opposes the cause. Okay, so that's why you are taken as a minus. So E is equal to minus n into d by dt. Okay, the transformer is having in main concept the transfer of electrical power from one circuit to another circuit. This is the one of the main important point. Transfer of electric power from one circuit to another circuit. Understood? The power input power is equal to the output power. So transfer of power from one circuit to another circuit, but inside of the transformer is energy conversion is there, but outside externally there is no energy conversion. Transformer is not an energy conversion device. Okay, complete transformer you can call as a can say transformer is a energy conversion device. Okay, internally there is an energy conversion, electrical to magnetic and magnetical to electrical. Okay, but externally so electrical only. Input is electrical, output is electrical. Here electrical and output is electrical. Input side is electrical and output side. So the transformer is not a energy conversion device, but internally there is an energy conversion, electrical to magnetic and magnetical to electric. Okay. So transfer electric power from one circuit to another circuit, and the second one, transfer of electric power without any changing frequency. So this is one of the important concept. Frequency is constant in transformer. Okay. Frequency constants in a transformer. Transformer transfer of electric power from one without changing frequency. That's why the transformer is called a constant frequency device. It's clear. This is one of the important concepts. Transfer the principle of electromagnetic induction. So based on electromagnetic principle, okay, induction principle, this transformer is operated. The two electrical circuits are linked by mutual inductance. The two electrical circuits are linked by mutual inductance. This primary and secondary, these two circuits are linked by mutual inductance. That is the main concept of working. Then EMF equation in a single phase transformer. So EMF equation in a single phase transformer. So these are the different type of so notations are must be know. So pi m is called maximum value of flux in Weber. This is called pi m, maximum value of flux. Okay, is a sinusoidal. Okay, pi m is called maximum value of the flux in Webers, and F will be the supply frequency in edges. So this is constant. Okay, the flux is constant. The transformer flux is constant, and also frequency is also constant. Okay, pi m be the maximum value of the flux in Weber, and F be the supply frequency in edges, and N1 is the number of turns in the primary winding. Okay, N1 is the number of turns in second primary winding, N2 is the number of turns in secondary winding, and the flux is pi is the flux in Webers. Okay, so N1 is the number of turns in primary winding, N2 is the number of turns in secondary winding, you know well, and pi is the flux per turn in Weber. Pi m is the maximum value of the flux in Webers. Okay, so it is also changing with respect to time like this manner. Okay, just like a sinusoidal waveform. The rate of change of flux with respect to time, so like this. The rate of change of flux with respect to the time, just like a sinusoidal waveform. So waveform of the flux in a transformer core is like this. But the resultant flux is constant. Okay, the resultant flux in transformer is constant under no load and full load. Even though it is operating full load, the flux in a transformer core is constant. So that's why the transformer is called as a constant flux device. So, okay, so transformer is called as a constant flux device. Transformer is also called as a constant frequency device. Transformer is also called as a constant power device. Okay, so these are the different type of concept: constant frequency, constant flux, constant power. Okay, so the maximum value of the flux, that is called pi m, and also here pi m. So here frequency, so this is called actually the time period. T is equal to 1 by f. You know well, time period T is equal to 1 by f. No? So that's why, so 1 by f. So for half T by 2, that is called 1 by 2f. For half cycle, 1 by 2f. For full cycle, 1 by f. This is called time period. It's clear. This is called maximum value of the flux. This is called negative side. So indicate. As shown in the above figure, the flux changes to minus 2 plus 2 minus half cycle of 1 by 2f second. Okay. According to the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, the EMF induced in the primary winding E1 is equal to minus n into d by dt, according to the electromagnetic induction and according to the Lenz's law also. So that's why we have to take a minus for according to the Lenz's law. Okay, E1 is equal to minus n into d by dt. Okay, so pi is nothing but pi m sin omega t, sinusoidal waveform. That's why the pi is equal to pi m sin omega t. Substitute here pi is equal to pi m sin omega t. So you will get the maximum value of induced EMF. Okay, so you will get like this. E1 maximum for one primary side, E1 maximum is equal n1 into omega into pi m. Okay, pi substitute here pi is equal to pi m sin omega t, and differentiate pi m sin omega t. You will get cos omega t. For maximum value, omega t is equal to 0, and then you will get E1 is equal to maximum. E1 maximum is equal to, okay, minus n1 into omega into pi m. Okay, so E1 maximum is equal to n1 into omega into pi m. So we'll get, so primary side, so like this equation. So similarly, so that means well, omega, that is equal to 2 pi f. Omega is equal to 2 pi f Hz. Okay, substitute this omega into this equation, we'll get E1 max is equal to 2 pi f into n1 into pi m. Okay, E1 max is equal to 2 pi f into n1 into pi m. Then for RMS value, so RMS value is equal to Vm by root 2. No? Vrms is equal to Vm by root 2. Otherwise, IRMS is equal to Im by root 2. So maximum value by root 2 is called RMS value. For RMS value is given by, so E1 is equal to E1 maximum by root 2. So E1 is equal to E1 max by root 2. So E1 max by root 2 is called. Okay. So we'll get like this. Putting the value of E1 max in the above equation. So we'll get E1 max is equal to root 2 pi into f into n1 into m. So this is the 2 into root 2 into pi into root 2 into pi into f into n1 into pi m. Okay. So we'll get 4.44 into f into n1 into pi m. So this is the EMF equation in transformer. Okay. This is called EMF equation in transformer. Similarly, we will get for secondary side also, E2 is equal to 4.44 into f into pi m. So primary side EMF equation of transformer and secondary side EMF equation of transformer is same. Okay, primary side and secondary side both are same. EMF equation of the transformer on primary side and secondary side. So only difference is number of turns E1 and N1, number of turns here N1, and the number of turns on secondary side N2. It's clear. So understood.
Sir,
Primary. Tell me.
sir,
So then, so this is called EMF equation of transformer here. So only primary turns, same, only changes in turns only. Primary side frequency constant. Primary side and second side frequency is constant. F here on primary side and F on secondary side is constant. Here also, here also. Okay, transformer is a constant frequency division. That's why E1 is equal to 4.44 into F into N1 into pi. And also transformer is a constant flux device. That's also why here also pi m and here also pi m. Constant flux. Primary side and secondary side, both maximum value of the flux is constant. But only changes in turns. Primary turns N1 and secondary turns N2. So only turns changes. That's why E1 is proportional to N1 and E2 is proportional to N2. Okay. By changing the number of turns, this EMF induced in the primary and EMF induced in the secondary windings are changing. So according to the turns, so step down and step up of the transformer can be done. Okay, designed. Step up, step down of the transformer can be designed based on number of turns only. So not based on frequency, not based on power, not based on flux. Okay, the flux is always constant. Frequency is always constant. And also power is also constant. Okay, the transformer, so voltage and current ratio of transformer. So you know well E1 is equal to 4.44 into pi F into N1 into pi m. So primary side EMF induced in the primary winding E1, and similarly EMF induced in the secondary winding 4.44 is equal to F into N2 into pi m. Understood? EMF induced in the primary winding, so like this, and secondary winding like this. Take the ratio of these two, and E1 by E2 is equal to N1 by N2. So because of it's constant, F is constant and pi m is constant. That's why you will get E1 by E2 is equal N1 by N2, or N2 E2 by E1 is equal N2 by N1. Okay. For loaded condition, that means for if we are connecting the load, that is called input voltage V1 is equal to E1 for ideally. Okay, these all equations are for ideally only. So V1 is equal to E1. Input voltage is nothing but in EMF induced in the primary winding. So that is called E1. And output voltage, that is nothing but voltage across the load is equal to the E2, secondary winding E2. Okay, ideally. So, but practically some losses are there. So V2 is exactly not equal to E2. So for practically, but ideally, so the equations are valid. V1 is equal to E1 and V2 is equal to E2. And then ratio V1 by V2 is equal N1 by N2, or V2 by V1 is equal N2 by N1. So substitute E1 by E2 is equal to like this. E1 nothing but V1, E2 V2. So V1 by V2 is equal to, so N1 by N2, or V2 by V1 is equal to N2 by N1. So this is very, very important. Based on this, you can solve some problems. Okay. Some problems are also there for based on these formulas. Okay, this based on these formulas also. Okay, V1 is called primary voltage and V2 is called secondary voltage. Understood? So this is called voltage ratio of transformers. And then you know well efficiency of transformer. For example, ideally efficiency is 100%. Okay. So that means power transformer is a constant power division. That's why input power is equal to output power. Transformer is a constant power device. That's why input power is equal to output power. So that's why V1 I1 cos pi 1 is equal to V2 I2 cos pi 2. Input power, you know well, Vi cos pi, output power Vi cos pi. For primary side, so V1 I1. For secondary side, V2 I2. Notations are like practically cos pi 1 is equal to cos pi 2. So the primary power factor is equal to the secondary power side power factor practically. Okay, so ideal is different. So V1 I1 is equal to V2 I2. So that means I1 by I2 is equal to V2 by V1. So this is the one ratio of the transformer, current ratio of the transformer. So I1 by I2 is equal to N2 by N1. I1 by I2 is equal to V2 by V1, and I1 by I2 is equal to N2 by N1. It's clear. So that means V1 I1 is equal to V2 I2. V1 I1 is equal to V2 I2. So based on that, we will get one relation. So your voltage V1 by V2 is equal to N1 by N2. That means V1 is proportional to the number of turns, but here I1 is inversely proportional to the V2. I1 is inversely proportional to the N2 and N1. So opposite, but here voltage V1 is proportional to the N1 number of turns. Okay, if the number of turns are increasing, means voltage increasing. But if the number of turns are increasing, N1 is increasing, current decreasing. Understood? If number of turns in N1 primary side is increasing, the current from primary side is decreasing. Similarly, if we are increasing the number of turns in N2, the I2 current is decreasing. That means so this voltage, the current and voltage are adjusted itself. That's why the power for input side and output side is constant. That is called multiplication of V1 I1 and V2 I2 is always constant. Okay. Even though if you are changing the voltage level, you are increasing the voltage input side. So current I1 is decreases. Understood? If you are increasing the voltage in second side, current I2 is decreasing. If you are decreasing the current in the secondary side, okay, if we are decreasing the voltage in secondary side, the current increases. So that means one is increasing means another is decreasing. So the resultant multiplication of V and I is constant. That's why the power transformer is called constant power device. Input power is equal to output power. Okay. Cos pi is called power factor in primary side and cos pi 2 is power factor in secondary side. So this is the voltage and current ratio of transformer. So next, ideal transformer. So ideal transformer. So these are the main important concept of ideal transformer. It is primary and secondary windings have negligible resistance. Okay. So compulsory. So having practically some having any winding, some having some internal resistance. Okay. Primary winding, other secondary winding, any type of winding. So you know well, resistance is proportional to the length. If the winding length increases, compulsory resistance increases. So practical transformer is having some resistance of winding, but ideally its primary and secondary windings have negligible resistance for ideally. For ideally, there is no resistance. We are not consider resistance of the winding for ideally. Okay. The core has infinite permeability. Okay. Permeability of the transformer causes infinity for ideally, but practically some limited value. Okay. The core has infinite permeability, so that negligible MMF is required to establish the flux in the core. Okay. Very less amount of MMF is required to establish the flux in the transformer core. Okay. But practically it is not possible. Okay. It's required some excitation current. Some excitation is compulsory is required. Okay. MMF is required practically. So, but ideally some negligible MMF is required to establish the flux in the core. Okay. Because of the transformer core has a infinity permeability. Ideally. Okay. So it is leakage flux and leakage inductances 0. Okay, leakage fluxes and leakage inductance are 0. First, what is meant by leakage flux means the primary side some amount of flux is generated that links to the secondary side. Okay, that is called flux. That flux is called useful flux. But primary side some amount of flux is generated that is not linking with the secondary side. That is called leakage flux. Understood? Primary side some amount of flux is generated that is links to the secondary side. That is called useful flux. Okay. So, but primary side, some amount of small amount of is not linking to the secondary side, it passing through the air. That flux is called leakage flux. Okay. That leakage flux and leakage inductance are 0 for ideally. So the leakage flux 0 for ideally, but practically some amount of leakage fluxes are there. Okay. The entire flux is confined to the core and links both the winding. Okay. The entire total flux, whatever the flux generated by the primary side, is completely linked to the linking to the secondary side. Okay. Entire flux is confined to the core and links both the windings. Okay. This is for ideal, but practically is not possible. Some amount of flux is linking or some amount of flux linked to the air passing through the air. Okay. There are no losses due to resistances. Ideally, there is no losses. There is no losses in for ideal transformer. There is no losses. There are no losses due to resistance and hysteresis and eddy currents. thus the efficiency is 100%. Okay, for ideal transformer, efficiency is 100%. No losses. No losses means efficiency is 100%. So there are different type of losses are there. Hysteresis and eddy currents in a transformer core. Okay, and there is no loss due to resistance means, so if the winding is having some resistance means, so the losses in resistor across the resistor, what is the losses? I square R, no? I square R is called resistance of the losses in transformer winding. Am I right or not? The flux does not take part in the transformation action of the transformer. This flux does not take part in the transformation action of the transformer. This flux is called leakage flux in of transformer. Understood? So some amount of flux is generated in primary side, that flux not linking to the secondary side. That flux is called leakage flux. So this is also one of the important concept. So may I maybe ask 2 marks. So what is meant by leakage flux? So what is the leakage flux? So that type of questions will come. So that flux is nothing but leakage flux is nothing but so whatever the flux generated in primary side, that flux is some amount of flux is not linking to the secondary side. That is flux is called leakage flux. Okay, for ideally, so the complete flux links to the secondary side. Understood? This flux does not take part in the transformation action of the transformer. This flux is called leakage flux of the transformer. Okay, in an ideal transformer, this leakage flux is also considered as nil. Leakage flux is 0 for ideal transformer. That means 100% of flux passes through the core and links with the both primary and secondary windings of transformer. Understood? 100% of the flux passes through the core and links through this secondary winding, primary and secondary windings of the transformer. Understood? This is the ideal transformer and practical transformer.